blessing from this. Wow, the synagogue went to no synagogue. No synagogue. It almost feels surreal to stand here and have everyone present who comes from a fairly far away place. It's like the migration of a bird or a certain animal. You know, we have the turtles here. They're born on the beach. They go live thousands of miles away and then come back to the exact same spot. So, many of you who grew up coming here, went other places, still come back to the same spot. And that sense of continuity is a beautiful thing to see. Naming is very significant in your tradition. Because the name is associated not just with the title, called by, but the same word for name is also the word for reputation. And the greatest thing we're told that we can leave behind is a Ketzer Shem Tov, crown of good Shem, name or reputation. So when we present a name to a child, it's usually in honor of perhaps an individual from the family who had a very good reputation. We want to keep that alive, or it's associated with a certain time during which a child came into the world, and you'll hear about that a little later. But the idea is that you do have a name or reputation to live up to. And I think that's been a source of strength and inspiration for Jewish people for many, many generations. I'm personally very excited to be here and have this opportunity for us to share such a beautiful thing. And as Kathy offered last night, I want to say Shehet Yad. Baruch Adonai Elohim Melech haolam, Shehet Yadu v'kiyamai, v'hiyadu la'zman ha'adeh. Oh God, we thank you for the countless blessings you've given us. We thank you especially for the sacred joy and privilege of parenthood. It adds so much meaning and purpose to our lives. We're grateful for this gift. We ask for something that we know already exists, that their parents will, with their wisdom, patience, both raise their daughter
generations and generations. What an amazing place to hold a baby naming for our dear Sophie on this amazing beach that our family has shared for generations. Like my grandpa Arnie, I was destined to be a girl dad. And so it's so fitting to honor Sophie, surrounded by the women of the Feinberg family, in the place he loves so much. Sophie.
Supposed to call my parents.
Sophie.
Did you want the diaper yet?
Let's try the diaper. Diaper. Yeah.
Sophie, today is meant to bless you. Truly a blessing for us. At possibly the most stressful time of our lives, a once-in-a-generation pandemic, which gave us stress and uncertainty, you entered our lives with your graceful, calm demeanor and normally, seemingly content just being with us, whether held in our arms or being rocked gently by one of our toes while in a bouncer next to us while on a Zoom call. Spending the first year of your life together with us at home was a joy that we'll never forget.
And sending you to daycare, finally, after a year, was equally joyful. Diane knew it was enough.
Diana.
Had we been stuck at home with any other child, with any other demeanor, it may have broken us. But our even keel, always cheerful Sophie, our good sleeper, our good eater. You were truly a gift from God, the eye in the middle of a hurricane. It took us nearly 2 years to organize a baby naming for you, but Sophie, we hope you know that you and your sister are always our top priority. Today we're naming you your Shayna Tikva, a Yiddish Hebrew mishmash that means beautiful hope. During a period of bleakness, you entered our lives with such beautiful hope, a brightness we feel every day. And I know that your namesake, Susan and Sylvia, would also love to squeeze your Shayna Puna. Oh, let's have you sit down.
Smiling.
While this morning is about receiving your Hebrew name, we'd be remiss not to pay homage to your other names. Your English name, Sophie, has Greek origins and means wisdom. Such a fitting name for a little girl who's already taught us so much about beauty and resilience, patience, and kindness. You are wise beyond your years, sweet Sophie. Sophie is also a nod to the latter half of the word philosophy, a fitting tribute to your Malia, my father, Relin, who has always fancied himself a Chinese philosopher. Lin, your middle name, was also named in honor. A man so smart and wise that he was able to escape extreme poverty in China to start a better life for his family. Which brings me to your Chinese name, Su Aiwen, the perfect companion to your sister, Su Ai. Both your names are rooted in I, which means love, and are a tribute to my paternal grandmother, Wang Ai. I promise I'm not exaggerating when I say that she was the most kind, loving, compassionate, and beautiful person, made all the more impressive by the incredible hardships she lived through. Your sweet demeanor reminds me so much of her, Sophie. The special spelling of Lynn, also in my mother's honor, means treasure, because that is what you are, Sophie, a wonderful, loving treasure, and the gift of yourself.
Sophie, for you we wish only sunny days ahead, never any crashing waves. But of course, in those moments when life inevitably sends you like jagged shells to step on, may you always find the pearl.
We hope life is as cool as poolside pina colada and alcoholic wine that you should be lucky enough to clear in your dad's alcohol tolerance, not my allergy, and that you savor every step. Remember, family and places you love, that's the shared contract.
Just as the sisters of this family are here together, we know you'll carry on traditions with your sister and the next generation, long after we're gone. Adore the day and every day.
I feel like that should go viral. Yeah, I feel like it's such a privilege to be here. That's one of the not remember right where we are now. What a powerful memory for her, for everyone. I also find it kind of coincidental, in a very positive way, that in the Torah on this Saturday, the Israelites are at the shore of the Red Sea. So they're facing the water, and it wasn't as pleasant a situation as this because they were caught between a rock and a hard place. So the sea and the Egyptians were heading down to the beach to take them. And as we know, the miracle of the Red Sea parting. And in Jewish tradition, I know you might find that it's hard to believe, but the parting of the sea has in some quarters been seen as a birth canal. So the Israelites coming from the Mitzrayim, the straits, the narrows of the suffering of Egypt now are giving birth to themselves in their newly liberated status. So, having a child isn't easy. There's a lot that goes into it. And then even when you have the child, it becomes harder in a different dimension. Because of making sure they're healthy and they have their needs satisfied and their spiritual sense of self is uplifting, their education, all these things. But that pathway through the waters was seen as a great opportunity. And thus parenthood becomes a great chance to fulfill the destiny of a child, but also to fulfill your own destiny as guides, as individuals who can lead their children to a promised land that will benefit the community and the world. So now I'd like to call upon Bob and Kathy to place the talent over Sophie's shoulders. Yeah, not property.
This is also Ellie's Yama double purpose.
All right. So, God, we ask your blessing on Sophie, whose Hebrew name is Shana Tikva. May be a name honored in the house of Shem. Father, Mother, and your sisters have a long, satisfying life. Grandparents, see her celebrate the Christ. Pray for Jada Tikva to grow in health and goodness. That her life be enriched by learning. This is the same thing that is said and addressed by Papa or their Mahasi to be of doing good deeds. Rupa Tanaya Lahina Melakal. Given us life, sustained us, and brought us to this joyous time. Which is the Baron of Otena Motena, Yitzhak Yaakov, Abraham, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, Yivarech, Git, Ayalda, Aracha, Hazeh. The God who blessed Mary and sisters, bless this soft child, life of God. She lived to bring honor to her family and ultimately glorify the name and reputation of God. After her, Baruch Adonai v'yishmerecha, may God bless you. Countenance be upon you the source of favor. Adonai, may the glory of God's face, the radiance of love upon your own presence, always before us.
Amen.
Siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov. Elanu, Elanu, Siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov. Mazel tov, mazel tov, mazel tov,
Mazel tov!